C'est bel garçon. Yo, mes amis. Welcome to the Big Zo podcast. I go by the name of Berto.
It's your boy Bass on the beat.
And we got a special guest, the homie, Mr. Merry Man himself, Royal.
Thank you. My name is Lou Reg.
So this podcast is going to be a part one. This is going to be a part two later on. But a part one, we're going to talk about, the topic is going to be about marriage. Since we're young black men, well, young single black men, because we're not married, even though we're in a relationship. Right, Beast?
Who's in a relationship?
Are you single?
You know it.
Okay, so I guess I'm speaking for myself. I'm not married yet. Today's topic is going to be is, how did you know, Mr. Royal, that you wanted to be married?
Okay, so Berto, that's a loaded question, brother. Because knowing that you want to be married isn't the same thing as being ready for being married.
Okay.
Being ready for being married, I'm sorry. But, so I knew I wanted to marry my wife. Probably we were about 3.5, 4 years into the relationship. Yeah, it was about 3.5 years. And I wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And my dog kind of like took care of the whole house on a Wendy's manager paycheck.
You who?
My dog, my wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my wife.
Because you say your dog.
That's
that's the nickname you give her.
Nah, but that is my dog though. Like,
your dog. Okay,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Lil B's your dog. Like that's my dog. You know what I mean?
My wife. I'm like, whoa.
My wife is the homie. But she pretty much took care. She pretty much took care of like the whole house.
What kind of relationship is this? Call the names. But I gotta get it. My bad.
Yeah, no, you straight. But no, she kind of took care of the whole house. Like bills and everything, while I was trying to get back on my feet, get back to work and all that stuff, because I went through a period where I had lost confidence in my ability to do what I was good at.
Damn, that's love.
Yeah, and so she took care of the whole house during that, and during the entire time, like she never like let me forget where my place was as like the man of this relationship.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, so that was kind of like and she was only a girlfriend at the time, but then I was like, okay, well, I think I'm ready to get married.
Now, this was how many years into the in the relationship?
3.5. I said that at the beginning, Berto. Pay attention.
My bad. I apologize.
About 3.5 years, because I married my wife 4 years into our relationship.
Okay.
It didn't take very long after that I actually got married. And then after I got married, I realized that I was not ready for marriage. I was not ready.
Wasn't ready.
No. I wanted to be married. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why we got married, because we both wanted to be married. But after I got married, we both realized that neither one of us was ready for marriage. So
both of you guys realized it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. We realized that we weren't ready for marriage. But not being ready for marriage isn't it's not grounds for a divorce. Mm-hmm. Like me and my wife talked about getting a divorce when we first started to realize like we weren't ready for marriage. Mm-hmm. So we talked about a divorce, but what we grew to understand is that niggas who go to the NBA ain't ready to be in the NBA.
Until they actually
you go in there, you got to be in the NBA. Yeah, you got to practice. You got to take the trip.
Just go through the process.
Go through the process. Okay, and so that's
a lot of people don't think about that though, man.
You don't think about
that's why you have like divorce rate or so like
because people want to get married, and then as soon as they get married, they understand that they're not ready for marriage.
When shit is tough,
it's the hardest goddamn job I've ever had in my life.
Damn it, Lil Reg.
What about from being a parent? And how's that different from being a parent?
Because the parent, I have autonomy. It's not like with being a parent, it's kind of like do this because I said do this. Like if all this fails, then I can do that. You know what I mean? Like I tell my daughter to go take a shower. She asks me why? Because I said so. Mm-hmm. She has to go take that shower. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, there is a consequence that comes behind that. With my wife, I can tell my wife to go take a shower. Not that she doesn't bathe. I don't want people to get that idea.
Okay,
no.
I'm glad you clever.
She doesn't need any prompting to go bathe. Like she will bathe multiple times if she got to.
I understand.
But like it's kind of like if I tell my wife like go bathe and she be like why? And I be like because I said so. That's not valid in a marriage, bro.
Yeah.
Because it ain't no like being the head of a marriage is not the same as
being a parent.
It's not hell no. That's drastically different. But being the head of a marriage is not the same as being a dictator of a marriage. I don't tell my wife what to do. I can't. It's a partnership though. Okay. Y'all work together to achieve a common goal.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's tough. It's shit though. Let me ask y'all a question.
Yeah.
What scares y'all about marriage the most?
I think with me, personally, what scares me is, I'm not saying I do not want to be married one day.
Right.
I mean, I just don't think about being married. I think it's mostly, I think it's a female that actually, the woman actually think about like their marriage day. I mean, the day they get married, what kind of dress, the way the marriage is. I think me as a guy, I could give a damn about it. If it was up to me, I'll just go to the courthouse and call it a day.
That's how me and my wife got married.
Damn, that's damn. You got a
Yeah,
good
me
relationship.
and my wife.
Cause them females nowadays, you can't even say that.
Well, hell, I might as well tell y'all our marriage story. So, we got married on our lunch break. So we took a lunch.
What?
Yeah, we went to work that morning. Like my wife always wanted to get married on the day. Like
Now, before you continue,
Go ahead.
did you guys have a 30-minute break, lunch break, or hour lunch break?
our lunch break.
Okay.
Come on, man. We were working in corporate America at the time.
Okay.
But yeah, my wife always had like this vision of getting married on like 6, 16, 16 or 7, 17, 17, 8, 18, 18.
Oh, she's a number person.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But but we woke up and it was July 17th, 2017. And it was like, hey, look, bro, if we don't get married today, then we're gonna have to wait another year so that your numbers can line up. I personally didn't care.
Okay.
Like, but she was like, all right, well, shit, let's get married today. And so we went to work, and then on our lunch break, we went to the courthouse, paid the money, did all the paperwork, and then they said we had to have a ceremony. But they said we had to pay for it at the courthouse. We had to pay for the courthouse ceremony. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to pay to get married. So we only needed a notary. So we ran back to my job, which was at the Florida Chamber of Commerce. And this lady, her name was Carol McLeod. She was the president and CEO's secretary. She was a notary. And so she married us in the small conference room upstairs of the Florida Chamber of Commerce. We got married at my job.
Damn, that's like a hood marriage.
The witness was one of my coworkers named Faye Brainerd. And
What's the coworker name?
Faye Brainerd.
Faye Brainerd. What
Yes.
kind of name is that?
White person name.
Okay,
A
no,
white
okay.
person name. I worked with all Caucasian people, and they were all great people. But she married us for free, of course. We got it notarized. We went back to the courthouse, and we were married. Didn't have rings or shit, like nothing. We got our rings like 2 weeks after we got married,
Damn.
and announced it on Facebook.
I don't think it's hard to find a female that would do that.
Yo, listen, I'm telling y'all, like you've never met my wife. Reg has met my wife. I have a goat for a wife.
A goat.
A goat. Greatest of all time.
Oh, okay.
God
Oh,
damn.
okay.
Did this man not understand nothing?
Contact high, bro.
Man, listen, bro.
I'm like, damn, she calling you. I'm talking names for
Contact
you.
high.
It's like
You call her a dog and a goat,
Contact
and she's
high.
still with you.
You know, it's an animal. What is that?
Contact high right now.
Okay, I get it.
But yeah, my wife is amazing, bro, and so that's how we pretty much got married.
Y'all like
man.
best friends?
Nah,
Oh, okay, my
I have a
bad.
best friend who's not talking to me right now. She's not my friend right now, but I still have a best friend. Her name is Adira.
You said she.
Yeah, my best friend is a girl.
Oh, and your wife is okay with that?
Yeah, she's my wife friend too. And she was our friend until we got into it a little bit, but we'll be back friends later on.
Okay.
Yeah, but my wife's best friend is a dude.
And you okay with that?
Yes, I have a girl for a best friend. How
Oh,
am
you
I
say
not
he's
gonna
a
get-
dude.
My best
No,
friend.
your
too.
wife's best friend is a dude.
Yes, his name
he
is
gay?
Elijah. No.
He's a straight dude.
Yeah,
Okay. So I guess that's a new thing in 2020.
that's not a new thing. I'm not part of this 2020 thing that you speak of.
Hey man,
Are you not okay with your woman having a dude best friend?
I think
Absolutely not.
I think this guy's a narcissist. I'm starting to think this guy's a narcissist.
Uberto?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Conversations I be having with this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's a narcissist.
He's weird.
You okay if for your girl to be best friends with a dude, Beast? Be honest. Be honest. And I know we on live. You don't want to like.
No, that's cool, bro. Let's explore it because I know, but this is what I'm saying.
Deep conversations.
Let us explore this though. That's what this podcast for.
So
Because I'm living that, bro.
it's like how, all right. It's like if you meet this girl and like he's like, even when y'all talking, like they're best friends. You can see that they're best friends. Like how can you stop that while you start dating them? That's number one.
That's my point entirely.
But on the reverse, it's like if this guy came out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, and I gotta see what's up, bro. Like, come on, man. Like,
So you're saying
if she introduce you, like, if y'all talking, she's gonna introduce you as before y'all even date or whatever. She's gonna be like, hey, that's my best friend. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the first friend that you meet.
Okay, so you're basically saying
He wasn't
they
the
gotta
first
be
friend I
best friends.
Huh?
He wasn't the first friend I met, but I get what you're saying. I'm gonna come back around.
Okay,
Go ahead,
I
bro.
understand what he's saying. That kind of makes more sense.
It does.
So Beast is basically saying, like, before they even start dating, the dude got to be the wife's best friend. It can't be, okay, you're already dating your girl, and your girl's like, hey, I have a new friend. That's what you're basically saying, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right.
So how was it with you? Was before you even?
Yeah.
Before
They
you-
grew up together.
Oh, okay.
He's from Key West. She's from Key West. His name is Elijah Chapman. Like we're friends on Facebook
And
too.
he's straight.
Yeah, he's straight. He's not
Okay.
gay at all. He came.
But he was.
But-
they grew up together and they
They-
were friends before you.
Yeah. Like I didn't.
Okay, I
the same
get-
is the same is true for me and my best friend. So,
Okay.
but to your point, I had to see it for myself.
Yeah.
I was like, you could tell me he your best friend and all that kind of stuff. I was very, very skeptical of Elijah prior to meeting him. I was like, I have to see y'all interact with each other,
Yeah.
like in my face, so I can make my own determination of what this is.
Yeah.
I have a friend of the opposite sex, and I don't think that's narcissism, Beast. I think that's just like
No,
that's
no, we have
natural.
different topics, so.
Oh, okay, but
He always be hating on
but-
me. I don't know why
But
he
you
be
see,
hating.
that's a narcissistic way of.
No, it's not. Be real. You just said a moment ago you had to think about it.
yeah, well,
Oh,
what I was
you
saying,
just said you
what
had
I,
to
no,
think
what
about
I
it.
was saying was I needed to see it for myself to be able to make that determination. I didn't want to poo-poo their relationship because I had a best friend who was a girl who it was a strictly platonic relationship. Me and my best friend never had sex, none of that, and it's just my dog. You feel
Yeah,
me?
I understand.
And so they have the same thing. I couldn't say that it was okay for me to have it, and that can't possibly be the case for you. That's hypocritical, and you cannot do that in a marriage. It's detrimental to the happiness of your home. I can't tell her who her best friend is. That's not part of it.
But the key is that was her best friend before you even came into the picture.
The key was I don't give a damn if he was your best friend prior to that. If he come into this relationship disrespecting my relationship, that is no longer your best friend. Y'all won't talk.
I mean, I have to see it for
But
myself.
when I say it, I'm wrong.
No. But he wasn't like that. Like he was genuinely
Yeah, that's
happy
what
for
I'm
my
saying,
wife to be
yeah.
married. Like they were friends, bro. Like so, why are we spending so much time talking about him?
Oh, my bad.
He cool. Like I guess that just turned into like a problem. Though. Like I was like, damn, the boy Berto gonna fight the best friend.
yeah, he said you gonna fight with him. Like, find out what-
Oh, there ain't no way he could be my.
No,
I
I
could be
mean,
best
any
friend.
chicks I'm like every day, like they never had like a best friend dude.
But I get what you're saying though. Like you start out with like that's my best friend. Like that's what people. That's the fantasy about marriage, my
So,
G.
so let me ask you another question.
What's up?
Berto, can your girl have male best friends or male friends?
I just told you every chick I ever dated, they never had no best friends.
No. Can they have male friends?
Like as we currently dating,
Yeah.
and I haven't met them like in the beginning. Absolutely not.
No, I was just saying like,
I'm
if
being
y'all,
honest. Like no,
if y'all dating,
She can't have no male friends.
yeah, she can't have no male friends.
no,
Oh well, she gonna have them behind your back.
Yeah.
no. See that's the difference between me and you, Beast, and you, bro.
Oh please, do enlighten me.
Before we start dating,
Okay.
first week, before when we start getting to know each other,
That's
first.
for a week.
No, I'm saying like you know the first week,
I'm
like.
finna flip this on his head in a minute. Go
Nigga
ahead.
said first.
But you know how it is. The first week, like it's like okay, you getting to know the person.
Yeah.
I let everything out. This person let everything out. First few months, first year, you should know everything. Not almost everything, but you should know like what I like and what I don't like.
Okay, so let me tell you something. Once you marry somebody, everything that you thought you knew, you don't know.
But
It's different, bro.
but you said once I marry someone.
Yeah, but even
Before I marry someone, they become what? My girlfriend.
yeah, but I'm
So-
saying like I
so-
thought I knew everything about my girlfriend prior to marriage. My wife and my girlfriend were the same person. I just want to let you know that they are the same.
Oh, okay.
This is like she was my girlfriend first, duh. But while she was my girlfriend, like I thought I knew everything. I had a similar line of thinking, G, where it was just like I want to make sure that before I get married, I want to make sure everything right, everything
Because you don't want no
perfect.
surprises.
Right, but the problem is that everybody who gets married gets a surprise.
They're surprised.
There's a surprise. It's not that the person changed, but you change too. Like both of you change as people.
And to be honest, as you get older, as you get more mature, obviously it's gonna happen.
Change is inevitable
Change is
for
gonna
people.
come.
Change is
Yeah.
inevitable for people.
Yeah.
The problem is that most people want to hold on to the idea of who the person that they originally married. Like when I first married you, you were this.
Yeah.
Now you're this. Well, she changed.
Yeah.
You changed too.
Yeah.
The problem is, can you? The question is, can y'all change together? Can y'all grow together?
And the question you asked me earlier,
Yeah.
why do I want to get married?
Yeah.
No, what? No, you said why
Why are y'all afraid of marriage?
afraid of marriage. And I don't think I'm afraid of marriage. I'm just because I'll be honest with you. One day I do want to be married.
Right.
I don't wake up like every day and say I want to be married, but I hope one day to be in a relationship that I find someone that we are equal, that is my best friend, that I can spend the rest of my life with. Because I just want to get married one time.
That is so
and that's
cute.
it. Huh?
That is so cute.
That is.
But I like.
because she's listening. Might be
But
listening.
realistically, bro, like your wife, you will not be your best friend. Your wife is your wife. Like it's like your best friend is your best friend. That question wasn't for you though.
Yeah.
That question was for Reg.
No, but-
Reg, why are you afraid to get married?
No. Before we even said, you said
But-
it's not gonna be best friend.
No.
But you want to be with someone that you can get along with. And
Yeah, but that don't mean they have to be your best friend.
Friends, like you, most of the time, like you get along with your friends. You want to be around with your friends.
I think the problem is people generalize marriage, so they have this big concept of what it could be. I want my wife to be my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a very common saying. Like people, I married my best friend.
Yeah.
No, the fuck I didn't. I married my wife. My best friend is my best friend. The thing about marriage is each one is individual. Like I'm a person, my wife is a person. Our marriage is an entirely separate thing of its own.
Okay.
Because I still have to do things that make me happy.
Absolutely.
She still has to do things that make her happy.
Okay.
And then we have to come together in order to do things to make the house happy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it was, and then our marriage just changed again 6 months ago. So our
Why
marriage
is that?
because we had a son. So
Oh,
now it's
okay, I
different.
get it,
So on
yeah.
top of being married to each other, now we're married as parents.
Okay.
So before, when my daughter's not here, her sole obligation is to take care of me. You know what I mean?
No,
I get all, not my daughter. My daughter when she's not here.
Okay,
Like when she goes back home, like all her efforts, she cooks for me, she cleans for me.
You talking about your wife?
Yeah, my wife. You know what I mean? Like
But
she
don't take
washes
this the wrong
clothes.
way.
What's
Like,
up?
and don't take. And I'm
No,
not
no,
saying
go ahead,
that's
bro. I
right.
don't get offended easily.
It's a female job. They're supposed to do that though.
Can you cook? There's no
That's
female.
what-
There's no female in this house.
Can I cook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you cook?
I know. How to cook,
Okay,
yeah.
well, it's not a female job. It's your job. If your fat ass want to
But-
eat, then you
but-
cook.
but-
Like that's how it work, bro.
I be trying to tell
Like that-
you,
but see,
bro.
But if I'm married,
But if you married, the same rules apply. I have to survive. If my wife go out of town, oh shit. But I will say this.
my bad. We got an idiot in the studio.
No, it's okay. My wife does do the majority of the cooking. My wife does the majority of the cleaning. She does the majority of the washing and all that. But that's not her job. Like,
That's what I'm trying to tell this man,
like,
bro.
but the thing about it is like when you got that shit see, first of all, that's a whole different line of thinking right there altogether. Like that just got me messed up. But no, we'll circle back around to this. Beast.
Okay, but ask the question for Beast.
Yes, exactly. Beast. I was going right to him. Beast, why are you afraid to get married?
I don't think I'm afraid, bro. I think
Because you have plenty of opportunities.
Wow.
So why are you afraid?
The man pimp daddy Beast.
it's the opportunities. Yeah, for. But I think I'm afraid of not even commitment. I think I'm just trying to find someone who's willing to commit with me. So it's like on a team sports, right? That's why I think people like fell in love with Kobe Bryant. Like no matter how terrible the team is, and then you know that he got your back and he gonna come. So it's like the same thing for a marriage. I want someone to have that same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because realistically speaking, like divorce happens. So it's like that's why I be asking you questions. Like I be trying to figure out what the fuck happens in a relationship. Like because I look at it as this. So like you say, like you're not gonna wake up liking your wife every day.
No, I do not.
Which is cool because that's where people that shit changes.
Yeah.
But I also think about like a soda can. Like you keep shaking it and that pressure builds up
All right.
and it eventually busts.
Yeah.
So I think in divorce, that's when people get divorced and people get killed. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people hide their hand when they first get married too. Like with that kind of stuff, like they try and be okay with stuff that they're not okay with. Like I'm not that type of person. Like if my wife does something that pisses me off, we'll argue it out. And my job is not to argue to argue.
Whoa, see, that's what people don't understand though.
What?
you royale.
Yeah.
You're different. You're a different person. So
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So that's one thing that. People
But the thing is the same though. It's like the way our methodology may be different, but my goal whenever we get into something like that is to find a resolution, not to argue just for the sake of. I don't want to prove that I'm right. That's never my goal when it comes to. That's never my goal when it comes to arguments with my wife. I don't want to prove that I'm right. I want to get it right with you.
right.
Like, and that's. I think my wife understands that, and she has the same intentions. So yeah, every day I don't wake up liking my wife. She be getting on my fucking nerves. Like.
Why? So let me ask you, why do you think divorce happened?
Because people fail to understand that how much work marriage is prior to getting into it. People are not ready for marriage. And yeah, you can fake the funk for only so many years before you understand that y'all didn't have a foundation of for us, our marriage foundation is very simple. We believe that we can work through anything together. Like that's a simple idea, right? But it applies to everything. So let's say, for instance, like she goes out there and God forbid get in a car accident and now she paralyzed. We can work through that because that's the foundation. Like we can work through whatever, bro. Like bad days, good days, sick, baby, all that. Like we can do it.
Don't y'all practice that as being at the point of dating?
Yeah, like that's what you work towards, though.
That's what you work
But
towards.
what you're trying to find is not something that you're just gonna find. What you're trying to find is something that you have to build.
But I'm saying, don't you build that through dating?
Yes, if you don't date, then you don't get married.
Right. So what I'm saying, people go through that step, but at the end of the day, they still get divorced. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right,
So-
but what I'm saying is that some people take the steps that they think. Some people get married for different reasons. People get married for love, which is a bad reason to get married. Love is only one of the aspects of marriage. People get married for sex. So even like what you're looking for when you're trying to date somebody, it builds the foundation for what type of marriage you're gonna have. So if you're looking for a partner, you're gonna find a partner because that's what the fuck you're looking for. If you're looking for somebody who good in the sheets, then that person can be good in the sheets, and as long as they stay that way, you think y'all relationship good, y'all get married, and then she has these other character flaws that become illuminated because y'all are now married. Like when you get married, you're gonna need your partner to do something.
The thing with me, and the reason I'm scared is because I'm only doing marriage once. Like,
Yeah, me too.
I'm only going through that process.
Oh, if I get a divorce, bro, it's over with, bro.
So it's like,
I'll never do this
how the
again.
fuck do I make sure I pick the right one? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you want to shoot your best shot, dog. And once you do, you also have to go through that roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through the ups and downs. And it's like, you still learning. You still learning the person. Like I guarantee you still learning about your wife every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
You have to. But see, that's the thing about it, dog. Like, you want to be ready for marriage when you get into marriage. You will not be, bro. There's nothing that you can do to prepare yourself for getting married.
so I'm saying, all right. There's some people that's clearly not ready to be a parent.
Right.
How do you know you ready to be a husband, or how do you?
You don't know. You will not know, bro. What I'm saying is, like, it's not about knowing whether or not you're ready. If you feel like you can marry somebody, then you marry them. Like, if you feel like you can overcome obstacles with a person, then you marry them. Like, if you feel like that person has your best interest at all times and will work with you no matter what's going on, then you go ahead and you do that. Like, that's when you get married, G. You don't get married just because you think you're ready to get married. That's not a good reason. Because your marriage will fail.
Shit sucks, dog. That's why I'm not married, nigga.
But I'm just saying though,
That
like
shit hard,
that
bro. That shit's tricky, bro.
yeah, it is, bro. But being unsure, like being unsure is a part of it, bro. You're not going to be 1,000% sure when you find her. You're not, bro.
It's just like you just gotta take the chance.
Yeah, but it's like it's a calculated chance though. Like, I knew I was only getting married once the entire time that I've been alive. I was like, if I get married, then it's gonna be one try. If I fail miserably, then I won't ever get married again. And the reason I made that is because my dad has been married 4 times. He on his 4th wife now.
Your dad?
Sheesh.
Yeah, my dad is on his 4th wife now.
And see, and I would love to talk to him. Like, what makes you keep trying, bro? Like,
People have this unspoken desire to have love, bro. People have it. Everybody wants love, and you want it unconditionally, bro. The reason people want a marriage is the same reason why I continue to fight for mine every day. Because when I go home, bro, I have a home. You know what I'm saying? Like I go home to a wife and children every day, bro, and that is one of the best feelings in the world, G. Like it really is. I thought it was cliche when other people used to say it, but I get to live that shit every day. I got people who depend on me to be great, and so they push me to be great. They got here all this in the background.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna lie, the boy Watney is a character.
Yeah, that man's a piece of, you know what I'm saying?
Hey man, he 21, bro. I told y'all, bro. They don't know nothing.
Hey, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
So,
I kind of threw y'all off track, ain't it?
yeah, that shit just threw me off track.
Yeah.
But it's a podcast, so we're just gonna continue.
Obviously, like, it's gonna be great, bro. People gonna love the real. That's in
So
the podcast.
I guess my next question is, if you had to do it all over again, would you?
What, marry the same lady?
Yeah.
Absolutely, G. What kind of stupid ass question is that to ask me, bro? Listen, bro. First of all, if I would say, first of all, if I would say no to that question, what am I gonna do when I go home, or if my wife ever hears this
I mean,
podcast?
we're gonna make sure she don't listen to this podcast.
That's
Ain't
not
she
okay.
part of part two?
yeah, she part of part 2.
Duh, but if she,
I
go
ain't gonna
back
drop
and,
part.
if she goes back, she will go back and listen to, because my wife listens to every podcast that I put out, no matter what the topic is. Even if she don't like the topic, she'll listen. So she gonna listen to this. And on top of that, how you think she know the theme song? Because we listen to the podcast at the crib as a family.
We appreciate you supporting it.
Bro, listen, bro. I got you, bro.
So so I guess I apologize for my dumb question.
No, you straight.
I guess I guess my next question is, what's the best thing about being married?
The best part about being married is having inside jokes. Yo, the man has a bunch of things going on. The man Watney is a character. He's my favorite person on this podcast, even though he hasn't said a word on it. But the best part about being married is having inside jokes between only two people. Mm-hmm. Like, me and my wife will have a full blown conversation in y'all face about y'all, and y'all will never know what we talking about.
So that's your best friend?
No. That is my wife. But it's kind of like when you're in a relationship with somebody for so long, like they know all your nuances. Like my wife, she knows my cadence. She knows how I talk. She's pretty much getting closer to how I think.
Yeah.
And so like when she sees something that she know I think funny, she'll point it out to me, and then we'll have a whole conversation laughing at y'all ass right in your face.
Let me get it. How is your wife not your best friend?
Huh?
How is your wife not your best friend?
Because I had a best friend prior to meeting my wife.
I'm saying, like, you don't think you can have more than one best friend?
It's a best friend. It's not plural. It's only
I
singular.
don't understand why people do that overall, have like multiple best friends.
My wife has multiple best friends.
But a best,
The rest of them are girls.
a best friend is a best friend.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
not-
That's how I think of
It's
it.
not considered best friends.
Yeah, I got
It's
one
a
best friend.
friend.
I have one best
Your
friend.
best friend.
Yeah, my best friend. My best friend is a
So
deer.
I guess my other question
A
is,
deer
what's
via BCA. I love her.
not to cut you off, Bees.
No, you straight.
But my other question is, what's the worst? I guess worst thing about being married.
Worst part about being married is somebody who can always see through your bullshit. You constantly have to be vulnerable. You constantly have to be open, and you constantly have to be honest about what it is that you're feeling. Otherwise, your marriage is going to fail.
Okay.
That shit's tough.
And another question is, what age do you believe someone should be married,
Okay, so
or someone should get married?
there's no particular age. And when I was younger, I said I always wanted to be married. I said I would get married by the age of 30.
Mm-hmm.
That was my thing. I got married when I was 29.
Okay.
And so,
That's a good age.
yeah, 29?
Yeah.
29 is
Because
solid.
you're too young.
29 is
You're in
solid.
your prime.
But the answer the answer to the question is you should get married once you've completely done everything it is that you fantasize about doing as a single person. Like by the time I got married, bro,
That's a great answer.
like cheating.
Say it one more time. Just
you-
because people didn't hear it.
So they're
Or
going.
Beast
It's a
didn't hear it?
it's a podcast. They can go back and like.
Well,
15
just say it one more time because Beast
So
didn't hear it.
okay, so I'm saying like you should get married once you've done everything that you feel like you need to do as a single person.
You hear that?
So it's kind of like cheating when it comes to me anyway. I don't know if she cheated or not, but when I find out, it's gonna be some smoke in the city. But cheating for me is not really an option because like
Deal breaker?
who
Cheating.
there would be death. I just want to let
Okay.
that like that's over with. You're not gonna betray my heart like that. But no, I'm talking about for me, like me to go out and cheat. Like that's not really like a thing. Like I'm not gonna do it because
Yeah, you're a good guy.
nah, it has nothing to do with a good guy.
Okay.
But, I don't know if I can say pussy on y'all podcast, but pussy don't owe me shit.
Okay.
I've had my fair share. I've done everything that I've ever thought about doing to a vagina. So, and that's the only reason why men cheat for pussy.
Okay.
Like that's it. Or unless you in love with two women at the same time, which I'm not. Like
That's true. Because
yeah.
usually females the one that's emotionally attached. Not
yeah. And then like on top of that, I have a wife. Like she do her job, and when she don't, I jack off.
Well, there you go.
Bro, it works, bro. The object is a nut, bro. That's the. You fuck.
I mean, he's being honest.
I'm being very honest.
It's the man's point of view of life as a married man.
No. I'm talking about like periods and shit. G, like when she on her period, like what the.
My bad.
Oh, you talking about like that 3 week? Oh, that 3 week time? Oh, yes, sir, Lorette. I ain't gonna say too much because she gonna be on here, but the kid doesn't. I don't struggle with that aspect. Like, I don't,
My bad.
yeah, my bad, bro. Like, no. Like, I'm talking about when she on her period and the boy just like, yeah, no. I go in there. I go out there and rub me one out. You know what I'm saying? But even then, like you grow to like just take that week sometimes. Like I take the week. Like I don't even care.
Straight, man.
Oh, y'all good? Y'all boys done learned everything that y'all is to know.
No,
about
I
marriage?
mean, I guess the thing is, like every marriage is not going to be perfect.
Nah, because Lorette was talking about how I have to deal with my wife and my baby mama at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, that's
that's-
a whole different topic for another day.
That's different.
Should that be in part 2?
That should be a part 2.
Because you want to hear my wife and how she did.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
Because part 2.
Yeah, I
Because
want
part 2 be
to
like your point of view, your
perspective.
perspective,
Yeah.
our perspective. We just
Oh, because you be trying to tell me how you feel about it. I just want to see how she feels about
About how
it.
my wife feels about me having a baby mama.
baby mama.
Hell, man.
I just want to.
Yeah, I
Baby
mean,
mama drama, man.
listen, bro. Like, I mean, I try to avoid that stereotype when it comes to people, but I mean, the reality of the situation is I do have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the way I look at it is different than other people. Like, I've had a baby since I was 18. At this point, there's nothing more that this woman can do or say to me that really impacts me. Like, you done tried all your tricks. It's over with.
If you don't mind me asking, I don't know if it's a personal question.
It's not, bro. I don't.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 14.
Oh, damn. So you got 4 more years then.
I don't know about 4 more years. I have to be her parent for the rest of her life.
No, I'm saying
What are you talking about,
4
Berto?
more years until you have to deal with the baby mama.
I don't have to deal with her mom now. My daughter's old enough to dial a cell phone.
Oh, okay. My
I
bad.
talked to my daughter's mom like about important things. Like when my daughter needed that laptop sent up here, my daughter's mom is the one who had to go get it. Like she had to go get it. She had to send it to me. But and it's like sometimes it's not always that easy to get something like that accomplished. But I mean, you work on it for the sake of the child.
So every relationship is different.
Yeah. Like
Some
the way
people
that this
have great
impacted my
baby
marriage.
mama, some people don't.
You got to think like I had my daughter's 14 and I've been with my wife. What year is this? 2020. I've been with my wife now
Yes,
for
sir.
7 years total. Yes, sir.
7 years?
Yes, 7
That's
years.
a long time. Y'all
7 years
been
total.
on 10.
7 years total, and we've been married. It'll be 3 years on July 17th.
Okay.
So we've been together 7 years. So my wife has been around for half of my daughter's.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My wife has been around for half of my daughter's life.
Damn.
And so watching that was part of what happened. My wife met my daughter prior to us getting married, and it helped her see what type of father I would be.
Oh, okay. So by the time you had your second child,
She was very confident in my ability to raise children, like or to help raise children, however she wanted to look at it. But like that's another thing that our marriage had to go through, or like pre-marriage. Like, bro, first of all, this is my daughter. She's
she gotta come first.
no
Second,
my daughter.
third.
I love them all differently.
Okay,
Like it's no,
but equally,
I don't know if it's equal.
but different.
It's different. Like no love is equal, bro. I don't love people equally. You can't. It's impossible.
Well,
The love I have for my mom
I
is
have
different.
several family members. I love them more than the other.
Yeah. Well, I guess you. I don't know if I love them more. I just love them different.
Like I love one of my brothers more than I love the other. But that's another topic.
I love people from a distance. I love people in my close proximity. But yeah, it's not about loving one of them more than the other. But that was a line that we had to figure out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How are you gonna treat me versus how you treat your daughter? Because I still had to make time for both of them.
True.
Like my daughter is accustomed to me. Like my daughter didn't meet too many girlfriends prior to my wife.
Oh,
Like,
you
that's-
kept it short.
Yeah, that's not how this gonna work.
So you was in and out, or you just kept it short? You didn't want to introduce your daughter to pre
It's in and out.
No, bitch, you're not gonna.
Right,
that,
you're right.
that too, I'm in and out. But it's like even
Right.
if I'm in a long term relationship, the longest relationship I had before this one was 2 years. And she
And your daughter didn't meet that?
no,
So you already knew she wasn't gonna be the one.
obviously.
Okay.
She had a purpose.
Yeah.
Like she had a credit card.
See, damn.
And
You speaking the truth then.
it is what it is.
What
You know
Steve
what I
Harvey said, every man's
She
wanting
had-
to change,
she had a
but they're gonna
credit
change for
card.
that one woman.
Yeah,
your wife happened to be that one woman you was gonna change for.
That I was still the same.
What?
The thing about it is, I was still the same dude when I met my wife, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was with the girl who I'm talking about. Like when my wife got my phone number, bro. Like,
Yeah.
but I was still with the chick that I'm talking about. The chick I was in 2 years, longest relationship I ever been in. I gave this girl my phone number.
Oh damn.
Yeah, bro. I was
Y'all together?
who me and
You and
the ex or my wife.
your the ex.
Yeah, we was together. We lived in the same house.
And your wife got the number?
I was at work. I worked at Hat Shack in the mall, and my wife came in there with two of her homegirls to get a hat, and then I made them a hat, and then
So your wife was the Alicia Keys.
I guess, bro. She went outside with her homegirls, and she told her homegirl, she was like, I think he cute, and they was like, go in there and get her number, go in there and get his number.
Yeah.
So she did.
I mean, that's what's up, though. I respect that.
Yeah, bro. It is what it is.
And I didn't mean to call your wife the Alicia
No, you
Keys.
straight, bro. And then I
You
went.
know the home record.
Yeah, and then my wife a home wrecker, bro.
That's
No, I got
that's
another
a
story. No,
story.
G shit. My wife is a home wrecker. G shit. So okay, so after she got my phone number, me and my wife ain't talked for like 8 months. I had got locked up, and so I was in jail for like a month.
Damn, Lord, you was a gangster too?
I lived a different life, bro. Though.
Okay, damn.
But
I'm looking at you now. I'm like, this guy's a family guy. He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
go to church every Sunday.
A lot of my family.
He's a deacon at the church.
Listen, bro. No, but a lot of people say that my wife is the reason that I'm a good guy now.
Like,
Because
you changed.
yeah, cause I wasn't like when I first met her, I wasn't like this. Like, so I had another bitch on the side who I was fucking with.
Another what?
Another bitch on the side.
Please don't use that word because we had one.
No, you.
No, we
feel
can't
like
use
that.
that word because.
Who's we?
I'm sorry.
Because Oprah and Gail said we're not allowed to use that word. No more.
What?
I'm sorry. House rules.
House rules.
She got another female on the side.
Hey, listen.
Okay, I said that.
No, this
I had-
is not Oprah House. It's not Gail
Okay.
Big House. Fuck them bitches.
Well, I won't say all that, but okay. Well, I guess I shouldn't have said it like that. But I had another slider. I had another slider on the side.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and so this bitch had 4 kids.
Damn.
So you a stepdaddy of the year.
No, I wasn't nobody.
Stepdaddy.
I never
You
married
stepdaddy.
kids. I never married kids. I was one of the midnight creepers.
yeah,
But let me finish. But listen, bro, I used to get. She used to get food stamps.
Yeah.
And so I think baby got like $900 some odd worth of food stamps.
Yeah.
And so after she get what she get for her house, she used to give me the card.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's where my tax money's going to.
Yeah, right. To niggas like me.
That's
but
what
I got.
That's how I'm gonna start voting for Republicans.
That's it. Or you should file exempt. But nah, I was using that. I was using that food stamp card, and then my wife got me trapped up with that shit because my wife. I told her that my wife was my cousin, like because me and my wife used to talk back and forth on Twitter, and the bitch was following me on Twitter,
Yeah.
and so she sent my wife an inbox, a direct message, and it was like, "Are you Alex's cousin?" Like I'm trying to tell you, I used to tell bitch my name was Alex, but she was like, "Are you Alex's cousin?" And my wife was like, "Hell no, I ain't Alex's cousin." She was like, "Oh well, I'm his girlfriend. Who are you?" My wife sent her back, talks on, "I'm replacing you."
Damn.
I had no intentions on being with my wife at this point, bro.
Damn.
Like I did not. I hadn't even smashed yet, bro.
Damn.
Like she just wanted to wreck my happiness.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well,
bro.
obviously you wasn't happy because you left.
Well, I wasn't in a relationship with this girl. She just gave me a food stamp card. Bro,
Yeah,
you
but
not
you-
paying attention?
But you was happy because she was giving you the food stamp card.
Yeah, but I was using that to fill up my girlfriend house, the one who I had been with.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I cheated on that bitch.
So you was hard.
Duh, Berto!
Brother, he from Broward.
Yeah, Berto, what is you talking about? Oh, you think I've always... the boy let these glasses fool him. That's what happened.
But you did say you changed. Your wife basically changed you.
I'm gonna tell you what happened, bro. Like, so I got in a relationship with my wife pretty much because I ain't had nobody to talk to when I moved to Georgia. Because after I graduated from FAM, I moved to Georgia to work for the Augusta Chronicle newspaper.
Shout out to FAMU.
Yeah, obviously. But I moved to Augusta to work at the Augusta Chronicle newspaper. And so when I first got out there, I ain't had nobody to talk
You
to.
was a writer, right?
Yeah, I was a sports writer.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my wife was the last. My wife was the last person that I talked to in Tallahassee before I left. So I was like, "Fuck it, I keep talking to her until I find me something new."
Yeah.
Never found nothing new, G. Just kept talking to her ass every day.
And now you guys been to with 10 years. You guys been married for what, 3 years?
Yeah,
And look at God.
yeah, I mean,
Won't He do it?
yeah. I mean, pretty much what it was, bro. It's just like my dog. If you meet my wife, bro, it's like you don't really want to do nothing bad to her, bro, because she's such a like good spirit.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll find out.
So this was part 1
Yep.
of the podcast. What's the name of this podcast again?
What this?
Why did we get married? I said, why did we? What was this podcast?
Why did I get married? That's a Tyler Perry play, ain't it?
I'm trying contact high, bro.
I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, like I'm down for you. Call it whatever. This y'all podcast, bro. Don't be asking me questions.
Yeah, I forgot what was the name of the topic, but you guys, whoever's listening to this, this podcast, this is part 1 of the podcast.
Yeah, man, and check out my podcast too.
Oh
man.
yeah, my bad. We apologize.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I'm
you
finna,
want to give your social media?
yeah,
outlet?
don't worry about. I'm gonna plug about my own shit.
Yeah, my bad.
So first off, if you into sports, check out my podcast, Tony and Shep. That's with me and my homeboy Tony. We do like our own hood first take.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we just argue back and forth on there. A little more personal one is the Royal Connections. I talk to people in my life about the way that they connected me. So I talked to my daughter on the first episode, like what is it like to be my daughter, and then I talked to my wife, and then I also talked to my mom on another episode.
What social media platform? Is it YouTube?
Yeah, so you can get on Facebook. Facebook, the Royal Connections is on Facebook. It's also a podcast. It's on every platform.
Okay.
So Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, anything that you listen to, you can find
You
my podcast.
everywhere.
Yeah, you can find my podcast everywhere. And then last one, I just started this podcast, but it's called Struggle Mills Podcast, bro. It's a weird ass podcast, bro. The first episode was talking about video games and anime, and like it just gives you a different side of what this is.
True. Well, we appreciate you coming through, man. This
No
is a part
problem.
1. Part 2, we're gonna have you and your wife together, and we're gonna ask her different questions.
I should bring my daughter here too. She'll be here for a while.
That's the one that came to Broward from Broward.
Yeah,
Did she come before the corona or
and
after
we
the
need-
corona?
she came before the
Cancel.
corona.
Okay.
We didn't pencil
A what?
signature.
A signature?
You need proof. I'm
Release.
sitting right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting right here.
Well, anyway, man, we appreciate you coming out here, just keeping 100 with us as a guy point of view, a man, that married man point of view.
Right. I'm still me though.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we appreciate you guys for coming through. Check the Big Zo podcast, every social media outlet. Holla at your boys. We out. O Bafemi vai lá.